Hi, my name is Carlota de Jesus Alcántar Diaz. I'm a PhD in linguistics, graduated from the University of Essex in England. This talk is a description of a brand new program introduced in the teaching training schools in Mexico, where I currently work. I will show you the program legal frame, the design, and also some useful activities you may apply to your own teaching situation. The contents of my talk are the next. Introduction to the Mexican National English Strategy. The description of the Bachelor's English Degree program for teachers training schools that in Mexico are called normales. And I'm going to show you some contextualized activities that I have applied with my students.
Mexico in the global context. Globalization is described as a structural phenomenon of increasing interdependence among various parts of the world, for which the effects of an action felt at a distance has produced a variety of economic, cultural, and social changes that have shaped the world over the past 50 years. Mexican reform. This is the Mexican education reform timeline from 2009, when the National English Program for Basic Education emerged, to 2016, when an updated education model was presented formally after years of pilot studies and several reforms to the legal Mexican constitution frame. The National English Strategy introduces substantial changes in the curriculum of all the bachelor's degrees offered in the teacher training schools called Escuelas Normales in Mexico, in which English has a prominent place. This is relevant for teacher trainees since the learning of a foreign language as English enables them to use different teaching techniques and learning strategies. Teachers who are going to graduate from teacher training schools or normales will be able in the future to teach all subjects in English and in Spanish. In order for this to happen, the normales hired 1,000 English teachers to train future generations.
The foundations of the program. Okay, the program is based in the socio-cultural theory developed and proposed by Lev Vygotsky, who posits that learning occurs through social interactions as learners make meaning through the negotiation of new concepts. Okay, and well, in this program, the teachers and students' roles are different than before. Okay, the teachers establish opportunities for children to learn with more skilled peers, and the students are active and make meaning through scaffolded social negotiation and interaction with others, which are mediated by and through text and different sorts of material, either digital or printed material.
The aim of the National English Strategy is to provide students with the cognitive, metacognitive, emotional, and social abilities that are developed when learning a second language and are applied in different learning environments: personal, community, and professional environment. In order to form proficient language users, the levels of English are proposed according to the Common European Frame.
Okay, so we are going to see the names of the English program for each year, for each semester. Okay. Language activities. Now, this is the most important piece of information that you can take from my talk. Okay. I love these activities. Okay, so adapting the learning activities to the context. National food is about culture. Okay, so this is a picture of the actual program. Okay, I took it from my program. As you can see, it says Learning Unit 2, Food and Dishes, Handicraft and Health Issues. Okay, and the main competences for this unit are to describe food and dishes in your own and other cultures. So we are going to start with their own culture. Okay, I regularly start with vocabulary, but that is like previous work. Okay, this is an example of a reading practice. Okay, as you can see, the reading is about Mexican typical food, and it's a very simple, easy reading that describes in an easy way some of the most typical dishes in Mexico.
I have the students answer some true or false questions and some information that they have to match according to the dish, the Mexican dish, and that is the reading exercise.
After that, I had the students write a Mexican recipe. Okay, this is actually one of the tasks I was sent. One of my students did this. Okay, he wrote about red enchiladas. As you can see, it's a very simple description. Actually, cooking enchiladas is not that easy as he described them, because you have to prepare two different types of sauces. Okay, and that's the most difficult, but he did it with the language he knows. Okay, we continue with the same topic. Okay, and I had the students to actually prepare the recipe. This activity, they love it. It is the Mexican food fair. As you can see, we just pasted some flags, Mexican flags, and with markers, we wrote on the blackboard, we wrote Mexican food fair. And then the students got some tables, decorated them, and showed the Mexican dish they had prepared. As you can see here, you can see some sheet of papers or a cardboard. In these cardboards and in this sheet of papers, the one he is holding here, they have the description of the ingredients and the preparation of the dish they are showing. So I divide the students into groups, okay, according to how big or small is a group. The teams are made up of 4, 5, or 6, it depends, and they have to cook the dish. They show it in an attractive way. Here you can see it is the classroom. It is the classroom, and I have the teams stand behind the table, and I have other teams to go and ask, what is it made? How is it made? What are the ingredients and some other questions? How do you prepare, etc., etc.? And then the team who prepare this dish is going to explain, okay? So they go around all the tables and then they take their place behind the table, and another team goes around and so on and so forth until every team has visited the food stand of the other teams. You can see it says learning unit objective, describe how to play sports or games. The contents, understand and say basic information about sports or games, talk about sports or games, describe how to play sports or games, okay? And here the program tells you what sort of language to practice, to teach, and what sort of expressions. For instance, it says, well, say names of sports or games: soccer, football, tennis, bingo, Scrabble, snakes and ladders, etc. The ordinal numbers, or give basic orders: roll the dice, miss a turn, it's your turn, take an extra turn, move your piece, divide the players in pairs, etc. Well, I had to adapt this activity for my students who are going to be future teachers of physical education. Okay, so they are in the degree of physical education, and the activity I asked them to do was to write the instructions for sport. Okay, so this is slide of what one of the students did. Okay, steps: break into two teams, score points by shooting the ball through the hoop, move the ball by dribbling or passing. The movements are chest pass, bounce pass, dribbling, throw the ball to the hoop, and score points for your team. I also take all my students to the court, to the basketball court, and I have them do some physical activity using this game. Okay, the game is roll a dice and follow the instructions. And well, they have to roll the dice and they have to add up the numbers, and then they have to look for the number and action. I can't show you the video, but I'm going to show you some pictures I took from the video they sent me. Running with the ball, jump. They are actual students from secondary school. They taught them. This is one of my students taking English class, and she's going to be a future physical education teacher. So as you can see, they did everything. It's amazing what they do. Look, throw the ball and bounce the ball. So, but they did it in a video, and they explained the instructions first. So those activities are adapted to the degree they are taking, okay, and to the future activities they are going to perform with their future students. These are some of the references I use during my presentation. Thank you very much for attending my presentation. Bye.